Oh, I just realized it was recording. Hey guys! So I am bringing you that Fortune Lady deck profile from that most recent Fortune Lady video that I had. I've been in love with Fortune Lady since they released, and found this as pretty consistent fun deck to play. I mean, you clog up, there's a lot of spell and trap, and that will just kind of stall you out, like these, like the magical dimensions, interdimensionals, dark renewals will stall you out. If you just don't get to the monsters, I mean, I could probably run upstarts, but the whole consistency, it kind of helps like defense in the new meta. So anyways, let us begin this. So in this deck I have one BLS and one Chaos Sorcerer, because you are running 3 Fortune Lady Dark, 3 lights, as well as like Kinkabio, which is a dark, so you can banish Kinkabio or number 80, kind of get them out of there. Intern Mage for the lights, but it's better to banish the Fortune Ladies if you can, because then you go with Fortune's Future and just draw more cards and more plus. Then we run the main beat stick of the deck, which is Fortune Lady Dark. Keep destroy any opponent's monster by battle, send it to the graveyard. You get to special summon 1 Fortune Lady from your grave, and Fortune Lady Dark's effect, you can chain it to itself. So if you have 2 darks or 3 darks, you can activate all 3 effects when 1 dark kills a monster, or 1 Fortune Lady kills a monster, which basically means you just filled your entire field, which you'll usually be pulling out Fortune Lady Waters to do it, just because you get to draw 2 when Fortune Lady Water comes out. And then we run 3 Fortune Lady Water. It is the one of the 2 draw power of the deck. It is insane. You can almost deck yourself out in 1 turn if you get lucky enough. So Fortune Lady Water, if this card is special summoned while you control a Fortune Lady monster, face up on the field still, draw 2 cards, and you can summon multiple at one time with Dark if they're in your grave, and then you just overlay into a 4, just kind of destroy your opponent there. You just attack twice during the battle phase, and then overlay and then detach both of them or one of them at a time. I like to go into 80, banish 2 cards from the grave, get free 2 waters in grave, bring them back out next turn with monsters. So there is good things. Then 1 Fortune Lady Wind, it's not the best card for Fortune Ladies. I mean, you can run Fortune Lady Earth. So there's like Fortune Lady Earth, who's a big beat stick. You can pull her out. I've used her once in a while. She's not the best. I mean, she does burn damage, so if your opponent can't get rid of it, which I think in the new meta that's happening right now, they should be able to get over it no matter what. There's no reason why it wouldn't have it, so I'll just throw 1 in the side deck there. There's that Fortune Lady Wind. It's just an MST when it's normal summoned. You can destroy any number of spell and trap cards that your opponent controls equal to the number of face-up Fortune Lady monsters when this is summoned, including itself. So if your opponent has 2 set spell and trap and you have 2 Fortune Ladies on field and then you summon Wind, you can't use its effect because it has to be equal to. But it's usually good at like the beginning when you just normal summon her by yourself, with like Future Visions or something. You get a free pop, and then you can activate Fortune's Future, put it back in your grave, draw 2 cards. Wind is really good run at 1. I mean, I don't see many people running more than 1 because of the normal summon effect it has to have. If it was just summon in general and up to, it would be amazing, and probably limited because it just destroys your opponent's field because you could summon it so many times. And then I run 2 Fortune Lady Fires. It's basically my main burn card of the deck. If there's something on the field that I cannot get over with just summoning Dark off Light's effect, or like it's something that has a effect of when it's destroyed by battle and it has high attack, I generally like to go for Fire, because when she's special summoned by a Fortune Lady effect, so that means Dark can bring her back with with destroying an opponent's monster by battle. You can, and it has to be in, you have to special summon in face-up attack position, otherwise if you do defense, you kind of you don't get her effect, and she's in defense, and she has like 400 defense and attack, so it's not really, she's not that great as a beat stick or attacking in general, but she's good for the burn. You can target one monster, one face-up monster your opponent controls, and destroy it, and if it's destroyed and sent from your opponent's side of the field to the grave, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack, current attack, not original. So if they super boosted it and then you had a Kinkabio face down and they attacked into Kinkabio with their like high attack monster that can attack multiple times, you flip Kinkabio, special light from grave, Kinkabio automatically dies, light gets banished, you use light's effect to bring out fire, you win the game. It's just really funny to see that happen. Then I run 2 Kinkabio. It's just kind of the way to get light's effect when it's in the grave instead of having to bring light back with dark and then try to banish it with other card effects or get it destroyed by card effects. So I like Kinkabio, summon it, spirit will return to the hand at the end phase. At the end phase, light gets banished, you use light's effect to special whatever, Fortune Lady, normally dark, or water if you already have a dark on field because you don't really need multiple darks on field at the same time. So then we have 3 Fortune Lady Light. It's the heart and soul of the deck. I've seen people just rage over this card because I built a field and then I had just specialed Fortune Lady Light back with Fortune Lady Dark's effect, and then they just like Regeki'd me, or they did some card effect, so like Torrential Tribute, anything, and they just rage because I just get light's effect, bring out another dark. Oh, I have a dark and light and grave. I can bring out dark again after I destroy a monster by battle, and then basically continue to do the same thing I was doing already. I run 1 Allure Darkness. Since you run dark monsters in the deck, and there's no downside to really banishing Fortune Lady Dark or Kinkabio, so you just ditch them, banish them, whatever. I mean, you can always return Fortune Lady any Fortune Lady back into the graveyard, so it's not really an issue if people start banishing Fortune Ladies. If they like banish BLS and Chaos Sorcerer, it doesn't really matter. I mean, those are just consistency get over if you run out of stuff to really use. Then I play 1 Dark Hole because I like Fortune Lady Light getting destroyed by card effect, so if I just have her on the field and my opponent has a board, so I just summon Fortune Lady Light and then activate Dark Hole and kill my own monster, then I get a free Dark and then the whole cycle starts over. 3 Fortune's Future. This is like a necessity for the deck no matter what. You never run less than 3 of this card. It's just so much draw power and so much free advantage over your opponent that it's dumb to only run 2. I mean, at 1 you're probably insane and not even playing Fortune Ladies at that point. Then you run 1 Swords of Revealing Light. It's more for stall. Cut out all them random people destroying you with shit. You just stall out your opponent if you need to get to your Fortune Ladies or any monsters or cards. And then 2 Terraforming because you do run Future Visions, which is an amazing field card that also is stall, which is fantastic. And then 2 MSTs. I mean, you want to get rid of your opponent's back row. Sometimes you want to get rid of your own Future Visions because your opponent summoned something really big, just normal summoned it and it got banished. And you don't want it coming back, so you just MST Future Visions, or you set another Future Visions if you have one in hand. It's just MST. And then you have 2 Magical Dimensions. Just summon water, destroy an opponent's monster, or destroy water itself, or light, and get free plus and all this extra crap and do more damage. I mean, it's Magical Dimension, there's not much to it. 2 Future Visions because I don't like having 3, because then I have consistency issues of just overdrawing this card, and I can recycle it with Transmigration Prophecy, so it's not really an issue. So Future Visions, your opponent's normal, if either person normal summons, that normal summon is removed from play until the next standby phase, where it is then returned to the field and face-up attack no matter what. So if they somehow normal summoned it in defense, which is kind of insane, it would be banished and then returned in attack position. It's also really fun to run this card against Geminis, because it just kind of destroys them. Because it banishes them twice, and then they have to normal summon it again to get the Gemini effect. So, I run 2 Dark Renewals. I really wish this card was released in TCG. It adds so much consistency to the deck. Just when your opponent normal summon or special summons a monsters, you target one of those monsters, and one spellcaster type monster that you control, send both monsters to the graveyard, and then you can special summon 1 dark monster from either your graveyard or deck. So if you send Fortunately Dark from your side of the field when your opponent special summons like Shaddoll Winda, you just send Winda and Dark to grave, and then just special the Dark you just sent to grave. So you just get rid of their monster, and that's it. Then I run 2 interdimensional matter transporters. Really good to save your monsters from like Raigeki or Dark Hole or something, or just banishing Fortunately Light to get its effect during your opponent's draw phase or anything. Just adds help and saves your monsters sometimes. 1 Mirror Force. I just did more defense. I could run 2, like subbing out, I don't know, an MST or something for another Mirror Force if I need it. And then I run 2 Transmigration Prophecies. It's really good to recycle your spell and trap cards. Usually I'll recycle, I'll either prevent my opponent from special summoning a monster back, and then also add 1 card from my grave back into my deck. And then with the second one, I'll just do the same thing and then just re-add Transmigration Prophecy back into my deck. So you can just keep looping them, and then you essentially just can prevent your opponent from specialing from their grave after a while, if you just keep having these. And then I have 1 Torrential Tribute, more Destroy Light by card effect, or just wipe the board if your opponent has too much stuff. And then 2 Call of the Haunted, just do what Call of the Haunted does. So, that's basically it. Let's go to the side deck. I run 1 Magi Magician Girl, or Gal, because she is amazing, and you're running exclusively spellcasters basically, except for BLS. And Kinkabio, it's kind of indifferent, but Magi Girl, you just get 2 waters on the field at the same time, you save them, or you level them up for 2 turns, and then you just go into this, or you have a dark and a water that's been on board since the turn before it, and then water levels up, so then they're equal, and then you just wait 1 more turn, and then you go into Magi Magician Girl, steal an opponent's monster from their side of the field. But with her first effect, you target 1 monster your opponent controls. You banish one card from your hand. So you banish a Fortune Lady from hand, which is already like semi-plus if you have the spell card, Fortune Future. And then you just take control of their monster until the end of the battle phase, or until the end of the end phase. So you could Xyz with it if you had extra monsters on board. Otherwise, you can do the same thing, detach a material, banish a card from your hand, and then target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard and special summon it to my side of the field for the rest of the game, or however long it stays on field. So you can just steal big monsters from your opponent. It's hilarious. And then I run 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon just for Dark Rebellion. 1 Intermage Trapeze Magician. It's really good, because you can just detach 1 material, target 1 other face-up attack position monster on the field, and it can make a second attack. And it's destroyed during the end phase. And then if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can just add, or by an opponent's card effect, you just special summon 1 Intermage, but I don't run any. I mean, he's a 25 beat stick, level 4, that can cause any other monster to attack twice. So Dark can attack twice, special, whatever. And then it's just destroyed, and or you can make water attack twice, and then it's destroyed, and you can just bring it back with Fortunately Dark next turn. I run 2 103s. You can take one of these out. You can take any of the duplicates I have out and put in what you like. There's not many XCs I'll go into, really, that require, like, a bunch. I mean, I usually just stick with Fortune Lady monsters by themselves. Otherwise, I'll go into, like, number 80 or then Termage. And then I run 2 101s, just get over opponent stuff if you're able to get 2 waters out, or have a wind and a water out, both being level 4. And then 1 Exciton Knight, you can run this at 2. I used to be running just like plain off everything at 2 because it was just easy, and everybody thinks that you're out after the 1, which I never really am in this deck because I just use the monsters. 2 number 80s, just free banishing from your opponent's grave to ditch 2 waters to grave to special and back next turn, do this same exact thing. And then you can banish this card with Interdimensional Matter Transporter if you don't want it on field, and you filled your board back up. And just we go into another one. It's good against anything if they bring Call of the Haunted to it. You just chain this. Yeah, it's good against everything, really. And then Sky Cavalry Centuria. It's just a really good card to get over anything, really. Stall more. If you're able to get 2 fires out, or you just have 2 lights and they just kind of were there at the same time and nothing was really going on with them, they just got to level 2 at the same time, or just 1 light, 1 fire, go into this, you can just attack into your opponent's boss monster since you take no damage, and then you detach 1, which probably will be light, and then you bounce their opponent's monster back into their hand or extra deck, depending on what it is. You just kind of shut down your opponent for that time. So it's really good. And then I run 1 Herald of Pure Light, just special adding 1 monster to my hand. So do I want Kinkabio back? Do I want BLS back? Keep using them, abusing them, all of that. And then 1 Samochi Soldier. It's just, if you have too much light on the field, you just slap in Samochi Soldier, detach, draw a card, or gain each person gains 1,000 life points. It's just more an optional thing. I was running Cain and Abel as well, but very rarely will I make both of them because there's only 5 level 1s in this deck. So like you can go into Samochi Soldier off Kinkabio and Fortunately Light if you don't want to use Fortunately Light at the end phase. I mean, you can throw in any rank 1 at any time, so I'm just gonna check to see what these are. So like, I guess you could go into Dullahan, or yeah, Dullahan, Cain and Abel. I mean, Utopia Roots, you can do it. Slacker Magician would be pretty good. And there's alright amounts. Like you want to look for 2 ones. I mean, not much that you can really do. So that is my deck profile for my Fortune Lady deck that I had played earlier. Hope you enjoyed, and if you like my stuff, make sure to remember to like and subscribe to see if I upload any other Yu-Gi-Oh clips, because I do it very rarely, but when I do, it's something that I really enjoyed. So thanks for watching. See you next time.